Hi everyone, and welcome back to the Embodiment and Accountability Podcast, Ep4, where I'll be talking to you about my journey on a diving board. So, I went to a retreat, Advanced Energetics retreat by Pause Breathwork in March this year. And it was just amazing. I met so many beautiful sisters, and anyway, it was fantastic, amazing. I just loved it. And it was in California, like in San Diego, so it was pretty cool. And on the last full day, so like the day before the last, we all decided to go diving from the highest diving board, so I don't know why I say it like that, but it's all good. And I see one of my friends go first, and we're just there holding space for her and just, helping her go through her fear and just encouraging her, basically. Yeah. So she goes, and she was like, oh my God, this was like so scary and amazing and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, I can do this. I was just scared because it was ice cold water. So I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna freeze, And so that was like the biggest fear I had at this point anyway. And just backtracking for a second, because, that's how I am. I just go and then, whoop, forgot this. Oop, I didn't want to, anyway. And, so one of my friends suggested to me before I go, because I just wanted to go in the cold water, like do a cold plunge, but like from the ground, right? She was like, wow, what would happen if you would go like from the highest diving board and then just feel as you're leaving an old part of you behind and you're jumping into a new version of you and just like being baptized, because like in the water, in that new version of you. And I was like, oh yes. And then like I told all of the other ones, and I was like, all of the other ladies, and I was just like, let's do that. And like everyone was like, yeah, this is such a cool idea. And anyway, I don't know if they did that, but I personally did, because I was like, oh my God, this is so cool. So anyway, going back to the story. So I'm walking towards the diving board, and I'm like, oh, it's high, right? Because like when you're far away, it's like, it's high, but it's not that high. And I'm like, well, I'm going. And then I start climbing on the ladder, and I'm like, oh, like some fears come up, and I'm like, ooh, this is not fun. Because like the rails on the ladder were like this big, and I was just like holding on to them, and like clearly my hands were still open. And I'm like, oh my God, if I start sweating, because I remembered my days when I had a climbing course at school anyway, and I didn't really like that experience, and I was like scared that I would sweat and then that I would fall off, because like I can't hold properly. I don't know, like really having a tight grip, and I was just like and fall on the concrete. And so like that was going up the ladder, and I was like, oh my God, okay. Then I get on top, so there's still like railing until like the half of the diving board. I'm like, ooh, this is high. And then I get where there's like no more railing, and I'm like starting to feel the diving board wobble, and I'm like, oh my God, this is real. And I'm like, oh, I don't like this. Oh. And then so I'm like, okay, I'm here. Like I'm more scared to go back now, because concrete, I'm like, And so I get to like close to the edge of the board. Not quite there yet, but, and then I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? I'm like, this is not happening. I'm like, I don't know, like, find another way to go down. I'm like, I can't. My leg starts to shake, and like all of the beautiful women just start encouraging me, like we all did for our other friend. And so I was like, okay, I can do this. But then it's like some fears come creeping up, and I'm just like, every time I want to like make that last step to really be like on the edge of the board, I'm like, ugh. Like there's a visceral feeling in my whole body just like preventing me from moving forward. I'm like, oh, no, like what the fuck is happening? And I just like hear my friends just like, you know, encouraging me, and I feel like their presence holding space for me, but not necessarily like I still feel my whole body. And it just really felt like a somatic coaching session right there on the diving board. And then I'm like, okay, you can do this. Like they're all there supporting you, and you just need to like move through this. Like, what the hell is here? And so like I start, you know, feeling my whole body physically shaking. And well, it was more like my feet and my hands, but my inside were like vibrating weirdly. I don't know. It was like, I just felt like the fear. It was not fun. And so I was like, okay, what's there? And I'm like, oh, metaphor for like my life. And I'm like, oh yeah. So if I just go back, then I go back to my old life. Then I go back to what I've been doing, to not doing something like my business or whatever. And just like, I'm not proving to myself that I can do hard things even when I'm scared. So I'm like, oh, okay. So like, if I go back, that's what it means, like in my life as well, because it's all connected. And so I was like, okay, so I can't go back. I need to prove to myself that I can do this, right? I'm like, And so I just feel like I'm really reliving this. So like all of the sort of jitters inside of me is just like, oh, it's there. Anyway. And so I'm just there on the diving board, and I start looking down. I'm like, oh my God, this is so high. Like, I can't. And then I'm reminding myself, if you don't do this, then what are you proving to yourself? And I'm like, and so like I start, you know, like deep breathing into like all of this uncomfortable feelings and fears. And I'm just like, I think honestly, I was there maybe like what it felt like for maybe 10 minutes or more. I don't know. Maybe less, but you know, time. And so I was just like, am I going to jump or am I not going to jump? And like, am I closing my eyes or am I, you know, opening them and just be like, ah? And I'm like, I close my eyes and I'm like, oh no, here's another metaphor for my life. I'm like, I don't want to go through life with my eyes closed, meaning with like not really looking at where I'm going or looking at what I'm doing, or, you know, just really being present and focused and just conscious. And I felt like that having my eyes closed was like in that moment was me trying to like not being conscious of like what I'm doing, because I'm not seeing it, so it's maybe not there or whatever. And so anyway, like it was a whole process, and like I was looking far away and I was like, ooh, this feels too scary. And I was looking down and I was like, oh my God, this is like, what am I doing? You know? And I don't know, it was just such an experience, a journey. Like how I wrote it in my title, it really was a journey. And then like my friend just reminded me what I wanted to do in the first place, going on that diving board, of like, what are you leaving behind and what are you stepping into? And I'm like, yeah, okay. So like, it just got me like back into alignment, because I was getting a little distracted by fears, and be like, oh my God, what's happening? So I was like, okay. So I want to leave behind that old version of me that is not doing the things when she feels scared, or like when it feels too much. She's just like, just gonna go distract and do something else, over there. Not gonna be looking at the thing or the problem or whatever, and I'll just be somewhere else, And so, and I was like, and I'm stepping into my authentic self of choosing to be in control of what I'm doing and what I'm creating and what I'm putting my energy into. And I don't know, it just felt so powerful, so potent. Anyway, it was like, yeah, I never felt that strength before in my life. Or maybe I have, I just don't remember it. I don't know. But anyway, it just felt really amazing and important. And I was like, wow, this is big. And then I'm like, I just jumped. Even if I was like, no, let's not jump, and I wanted to go back. But then I was like, no, concrete, or, but yeah, and I jumped. And it was so cold. Anyway, I was so proud of myself. And I'm just like so grateful for you ladies, for everyone that was there holding the space for me, with me. And yeah, so it was a great experience, an awakening of sorts. I don't know, like an initiation, of me saying, I can do this. I am in control of what I do, and it's not just controlling, like, it's not controlling the outside world, like, oh, this goes there, this is not, no, it was like really like feeling that deep control of myself. And I'm like, ooh, I am that powerful. I was like, this is fucking amazing. Anyway, and so thank you so much for being here, and I love you. And yeah, thank you again to all of the beautiful and magical women that were there for me. I'm just so grateful for that moment, for all the love that I received. I just felt it so deeply, and I was like, I can do this. Anyway, and so thank you so much. Bye.